Hey, Heavy Group Therapy, this is Rock, doing a quick VOD review for you guys on your Alterac pass from your NGS match. This happened this last night. Quickly looking at our drafts and thoughts. Um, so we've got a... So the number one thing I see right now that's a problem is you don't have a camper. And this map, like, obviously you can make it work without it, but you really, as powerful as the objective on Alterac Pass is, you need to have someone that is your dedicated camper, and whoever can do the camps faster is going to control rotations, is going to be able to knock down the middle fort, and whoever gets the middle fort down is going to be the one that controls the turn-ins and the safety that you have for turn-ins. So, not like Jaina and Alexstrasza can do the camp, right? Or you guys can cover for Leo and Leo can do the camp, but it's not as fast as Hogger. It's not as fast as even Hanzo and Deckard, right? So you guys not having a dedicated camper potentially is something you want to think about when you're drafting for this map, is who's going to be the camper and what that looks like. Besides that, it looks like you have what looks to be like an all-in composition. I could see it being a little bit of pick, right? Obviously, Tracer is a mosquito and wants to annoy people and chip them down and get a lot of damage done, as well as a new Brack wants to blow people up instantly, is pick an all-in. Leo is an all-in, right? You're playing around in Tomb. Jaina is burst, so Jaina wants to blow up somebody, whether it be pick or all-in. Alexstrasza is kind of a weird one. Alexstrasza tends to be what I would call either zone or objective based, right? Because you're having to position and play around your Lifebinder W circles. She has some good ultimates, don't get me wrong. I think she does have a place. I just don't see it right this moment for where she does what the rest of the team wants to do. Right? Like, she doesn't bring. It's not like a Malfurion that gives free heals to Tracer so Tracer can roam around the map. It doesn't have a third layer of CC to hold people inside of Jaina's damage and Blizzard. So, to me, it just looks like there's quite a few things where it's not like counterintuitive, but it's just not as strong as it could be if we were all on the same page and doing the same activity. So we'll have to see how the rest of the matches go. Obviously, it can be played well. Bird already trying to harass rotations, looking good. So you guys are going to be doing kind of a 1-3-1. This is also a little awkward for this map. So, like, obviously, your harasser, right, can live in a bottom lane, right? Like a Genji, Zeratul, those type of things can live there. But obviously, you're hoping that, you know, once you have Pulse Bomb, you're able to go and do that. So we're going to go over here, we're going to do the camp. So just tuning everybody vision for a second here so you can see the difference. So Jaina's used 2 sets of abilities on the camp already. And we got Alexstrasza helping out. We've blown almost our entire mana bar and everything that's there, right? And Hogger pretty much did it by himself at the exact same time. So 1 hero versus 2 heroes in what we're doing there. So not that it can't be done, just being aware. I'm glad we got it out first. So good job on that part. So let's get back to a new Brack vision. So can we support this camp now? Because that would be ideal. Also, Leo, unfortunately, is stuck in a really crappy matchup. So I don't know if you guys can change this. So one of the things that Leo's main weakness is ranged. Doesn't matter who it is. If it's a ranged hero, Leo's going to suffer. So I know it's going to be hard because we already did lanes and we already did stuff, but at the beginning of the match, there should be a discussion of, hey, Leo, like, let's make sure you're matched up against Hogger. Or, hey, Leo, can you follow around Joe? Because Leo will never be able to beat KT or Hanzo. And so he's really going to be hurting. And then Bird can harass, right? But Bird's not going to kill Hogger either in the same way. So they out-cleared us. They got the wave down before we did. That's just part of the whole Joe plus KT. So neither camp got value, not bad. So how do we play our objectives? Are we trying to cheese the objective? We definitely can do that, but it'll be a lot harder. Oh, good try, Bird. Chain bombs, that's fine. Okay, objectives up. Leo's trying his best. Waves are clear. We have a small advantage here. Are we looking for a kill? No, we were looking... Well, maybe we were. We were looking at the objective, looking at a kill. So we're just playing scout. We got to find them. Our camp is up. I'm going to make sure we get our camp. Good job running to the camp. We're trying to find them still. Just trying to cut them off from rotations. Make sure they don't get the objective. They got the camp done faster than us this time. Hogger must have done his bounce properly. So let's see. So they gave us an opportunity. Oh, we're diving in. Oh, bird was there. Okay. That seemed... Yeah, it seemed a little weird. Let's look at that real quick. Okay, so they got the camp first, which is fine. We're watching their rotation. That's fine. Okay, we're here. Okay, so bird's here. Bird doesn't have pulse bomb. Okay. We're looking. Bird dips. Bird finds KT. This is 100% what you want. Find that pesky rotation, and then is that why we were digging? We heard I have KT because we like, right? Like it's really weird. It's hard to play this when you're so cooldown dependent on Jaina, right? Like you can't really engage unless Jaina's gonna blow her blizzard. So if Jaina's blizzard's on cooldown, we can't engage here. Like it doesn't end up being the end of the world. It's just something to think about when we are pushing and looking for engages. We have to play around Jaina's cooldowns for blizzard. So Jaina unfortunately gets knocked. So again, their camp got slightly more value, and they got the wall from us. Part of it is the ability to get the wall done faster, and part of it also is just what we decided to draft for our clear. Right? Because like as much as Tracer's here, Tracer hasn't been able to bully or get those advantageous picks and things. Right? Like now we've got a target, right? So bird's there, but again, like I have the target, but I have to do homework. So Shay's coming up, making sure they don't do the objective. Maybe looking at that Hanzo. Going back to camp. Camp's on cooldown. Yep, we're going there as soon as we can. Both teams respecting the fact that they can't really do the objective. Hogger now walking up towards the objective, so might be able to punish. 3 at the objective. Leo sees it. Okay, so they've finally started the objective. They got their timing. They have... So we finally have mid prioed right now, right? So this is our opportunity. Now that we have mid is in our favor, we can now step up to do something. So we've gotten it back. This is now the first 5v5. If you remember what we talked about at the beginning, our composition is a weird mix of pick and all-in. Right? So like we really don't want long sustained 5v5 battles. We want to be able to blow someone up from Jaina skills, blow someone up with a pulse bomb. So we really want to make sure that we're finding somebody that maybe is overextended here, trying to stall too long, or the first person that breaks off to try and clear here, or looking at this rotation and seeing if we kill someone that moves over there when they come through. So we're there. There's still 4. There we go. Get that Hanzo. Oh, not enough. See, this is the weird thing. Did we need... Like, if Bird and Uga can't kill Hanzo by himself, this is a bad pulse bomb engage, right? This is a bad use of our poke. If we needed the stuns from a noob, then, like, we should have stayed up here and fought for that. We got 10s first. Let's do something with it. Into him, hit lands. Cocoon's out. Rings out. Beautiful. This is what I mean by all in. We throw all of our buttons, we win. Okay. Question is, what do we do? Objective or push? Oh no, they got a counter kill. That's okay. We lost just Jaina. We got a kill down there. Well done. Alright, good. Remember, this is a tug of war. We blew all of our buttons. We blew all of our ultimates. There's nothing left to fight for. We should be prioritizing the camp right now. So don't all in on this objective stall. Right? We're up +1 player. We killed their main camper. Go get that camp. Play this slow. Do not all in for this. I think that if you want to slow this down, right? Both of you have good escapes. That's fine. But this probably should be a noob slowing this down, and Uga should be clearing this already. Because then once this is cleared, right, a noob can go play vision for somebody else and help for a kill. He can go do something. Like, the fact that we have, like, everybody still here poking this out, right? Like, we had 15, 20 seconds of an opportunity to do something, and we didn't do anything with it. We're back on our camps. Hogger's already there. So we had a opportunity to be ahead on camp. Covering mid. Watching them, watching Joe. Joe's watching you, watching them. Bird's looking, trying to find someone out of position. Okay. If we can, we want to clear their mid camp. We're clearing our mid camp. They killed the mid camp again. So like this is weird. So like Uga should have, he doesn't want to fight 1v1. And so like when his wave is neutral, like he can come middle and do what Hogger's doing and try and help clear and depush the wave, right? And then be able to run back. Like Bird is having to run up to try and make plays happen or looking for bad rotations, but we're not able to do so because he's stuck clearing the waves. So this is a, yeah. It's not like terrible, it's just like something that you're gonna be able to identify and recognize where are our opportunities to fight and when are we stuck. So stalling the objective, we're clearing mid. We kind of just forced an entomb here. Like I'm glad we're looking, but like look where Bird is. Right? And if of the people to entomb, they have no, like Lornado was used, Hogger can escape, Hanzo can escape, right? So the person you want to be entombing is probably Joe or KT, right? Like, and we went for... I guess we're looking for Joe? Maybe Hog? You did trap him on that side, but yeah, it's unfortunate. So we're down an entomb. We can still look for something here, right? Like we can cocoon Joe and look for the backline dive with if Tracer has pulse bomb up, right? We can also cocoon Deckard or cocoon a DPS and turn on Joe if the D's down, right? We have options. We took a lot of damage there. That's a great ult. Wow, a lot of buttons got used, and no one died. Uga got one. Uga trades. Okay, let's back up real quick. This felt really weird. Okay, so again, communication-wise, whoever's calling this fight, calling we're looking for a fight, calling we're not looking for a fight, whatever it may be. Okay, our first Q was used, and we can be fishing, right? We can be fishing or stunning for that, right? It looks like you're walking up to push cocoon on somebody, but like it's not in range or not there, and they just start turning on you, right? Like Hanzo plus Hogger, like we lose a quarter to half of our HP walking at them, right? Like I'm not sure if they said the call or the positioning or just the call that was said or just the positioning of the team not being able to commit to this. But like if we're looking to fight, right? Did Joe use D here? Joe blew D. So if you're looking to engage on Joe, that's fine. right? Like, Joe has no D. We can definitely engage here. We can engage here. Like, Bird, of course, is going to be looking for the backline, right? He's going to be looking for that squirrely thing that's in front of him. But, like, this looks good to me. Just blow up Joe. They don't have CC chains. They don't have stuff. Blow up Joe, Cocoon, Hog, throw buttons, right here. But then, like, we didn't, like, we're backing up for some reason. We don't have Entomb, so I understand not potentially posturing for a fight. But it's like, it looks like we're calling posturing for a fight here, and we're calling back up run. And so then we're like, no, fight. And as we're running in, right, like, now we're not in position to take the advantage that we had, which was them being potentially split. And then we're having to dig out, right? And us digging out, being half health, they're like, oh, turn, we can Blessed Shield. And so, like, Penguin gets an amazing ult here, right? Like, Jaina is, like, dead to rights. So it's like, manages to live. Like, our focus fire post that, I don't blame you. Like, it's really hard to be like, oh yeah, why didn't KT die here? Oh yeah, why didn't this die? Like, you guys are literally just trying to live at this point. And then on top of that, if you were calling this fight, there was no Uga. So this was a 4v5. So definitely work on that communication there for what you wanted them to do or what you were expecting. Because I understand, like, snap picks happen, and so you may not always have the ability to call everything, and you saw a snap window for it to happen, but, like, you potentially can wait until, you can just wait until Entomb comes back up. Right? Like, you guys didn't have it, just back up. So we traded. We're up 13, so still up half a level. We're getting the objective. This is the real objective. We're getting the objective. It's doing fine. We res. I don't know why it's not showing me your health. Okay. So they haven't gotten their camp yet. There it goes. Tracer's covering bottom. Again, we're playing tug of war with the objective. I wish I could see the objective timers. Like, both teams have like 10 seconds of objective time so far. We just missed the poke. That's unfortunate. And that might be it. We engage. Bird again is diving the back line, and we're not quite in position to follow up. Cocoon is on the Deckard. Ring hits. Oh, see, this is... We really gotta know, or call, or talk about who our Entomb targets are. Because, like, Hogger just gets out for free, and then we've got this weird split. Like, look where we're fighting. Yeah, Jaina's just dead. Could we do this better? Okay. So, Shay can stall, right? Like, this is a hard stall to do regardless, right? They pushed in 4 versus 5. Shay's going to attempt to stall, tries to get it. Peas just interrupts, or Shay just missed it. Like, that's going to happen. No big deal. This is zoning people off. They're now turning on Shay. Shay's running away. Shay gets out. Okay, at this point here, this dig feels early. Feels preemptive, right? Like, I understand we're trying to support Tracer as Tracer goes in, but, like, our damage is not Tracer. Tracer is the mosquito. Beep, 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 and eventually puts a bomb on you and you die, right? Our damage is Jaina, right? So if we're going to be digging in, Jaina needs to be in range. And then if we're going to be entombing needs to hit Joe, KT, or Deckard, because we cannot entomb Hanzo or Hogger. They both can leap out, and they both won't die from an entomb by itself. If you entomb the other ones, you will definitely get a kill between entomb and ring. So again, bomb gets almost 100% negated due to Arcane Barrier and the heals that he got. Right? Anoob's now in deep, trying to reach what he can reach, but with only a Q up. Right? Heals good again, but, like, and then we reclaim the camp. Like, we slowed it down and we got the camp. Like, I don't know if at that point it was already called. Like, I'm dead. Just stop the cap. But like, stopping the cap's the least important thing at that point. So okay, so they get this objective. So similar to the early game, you want to make sure you have a definition and a game plan for how you want to handle defending and pushing the objective. So as a team, you want to be discussing, okay, Tracer needs to be in the lane where there's either one player or no players, because Tracer cannot defend against defend against people, right? So then Leo needs to be in the Hogger lane or in a lane where he can hopefully safely clear. So you have two heroes that cannot really 1v1 safely clear the objective. So you really need to make sure that your Noob, Jaina, Alex group is able to slow them down or take a fight wherever they decide to put pressure. We have 16s first. Okay, so they're showing mid. Blizzard's on the wave. Good. The wave's actually the damaging part. This is just a giant buffing beacon. We're diving in. I guess it could be a zone. All right. We almost saved the building. And there it goes. But that's okay, right? Like, we were already... Mid-building was dead because of the camp. But we managed to slow them down and do good, right? Leo got to play his lane, which is what we wanted. 1 versus none. And Bird somehow is almost getting a kill on Hogger again. I have no idea how that's happening. But yeah, we need to go help Bird. Okay, yes, it's the first objective, but obviously the first objective was 16 minutes, so not too bad. Leo gets out just fine. They went to gank Leo. We're looking good. We're doing boss. We don't have the fastest boss burn, but they showed top boss, so this should be safe. I don't really like bosses on this map in general. So let's see what the value of the boss gets. So we did the boss. Leo's doing the camp. Jaina's supporting this. We get a wall. We get a wall and half a fort, right? And what did they get while we were doing boss? They took a whole building. So yeah, boss was bad. Right? You see what I mean? Like, the bosses on this map tend to be win more or opportunities to force people to be split, right? It's not like Cursed Hollow, where you need to be taking the bosses because the bosses are the win condition, right? Like, if we're going to take this boss, we need to get the building. We need to support it, right? It feels so counterintuitive. But, like, taking the boss off the map didn't do anything. They got a building instead while we were bossing, right? And then they got the building and they got the middle camp. Sorry, they got the middle camp, so they got 2 things while we were bossing. Alright, we're seeing if we can find them. We think they might be a boss. They just showed bottom. No, someone called boss. Someone has called the other boss. Okay, we need someone who is potentially way higher up than me can go over this and call me wrong. But, like, the bosses aren't worth it on this map. Like, both of these calls put you so far behind. Right? Like, they just got the other building and channel time for a boss. And guess what? This boss, because the channel's up, they don't care. Because it's going to get this building, and they're like, whatever. We want the objective. Come fight us at the objective where we're strong. Right? They're an all-in comp, too. They're strong 5 versus 5. We're not strong 5 versus 5. Tracer went in a little deep there, putting some pressure. Objective has been successfully stalled. Right? Like, so, like, we stalled the objective. Good. Slow play, unless you can know that this is a 4v5. Right? Because if we know this is a 4v5, then yes, force this fight. We're up on XP, barely, right? They have homework to do. We technically have homework to do, right? We have homework to do in both lanes. But, like, we don't have to force this fight right now. We want to play towards our strengths, which is Mosquito gets them low, we all in and blow them up. Or Entomb alls in and blows them up. We want 20s. Silencing Entomb is game-winning. We Cocoon Deckard again. Unfortunately, that may have been a misclick or missed. Did we think that we were getting engaged on? Or were you just topping off Shay? I guess you were topping off Shay. I didn't realize how low Shay was. It just felt like this was overkill scared when we're like doing that. Because now Bird and Uga both needed heals. Like we kind of did like a split fight there again. So most healers that have saves are worth cocooning. Deckard doesn't have a save. Right? Like Deckard has Ruby, sure. Right? It's like an ancestral, but like you're not gonna stop him. Like this to me doesn't feel like the right cocoon. If we're calling force and engage, fight, 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 right? I'm cocooning Joe now that her D's on cooldown, and I'm diving the Hanzo. I'm diving the immobile Deckard. Right? This is the target I'm going for. I don't know. That's just my view. And then we see there's 3 down here, right? And so instead we get the cocoon back here. But then again, look at our damage. Like we're either being zoned by Joe or we're scared of Joe, right? Like both of our people are backing up because they are front to back tiny arms. And then we've got the other 2 folks looking at the back line while the furthest target from support is being cocooned. Like we turn around this time, we turn around for Joe afterwards. Joe and Hogger. And then Hogger gets a big flank, and we're just kind of split. And then they're all in, gets 2 kills. Like, don't get me wrong, we got a building, right? They didn't answer it, but they traded a building for 2 kills and the objective. And then go clean it up now. So, we do what we can, consolation prize. Yep. We clean what we can. That middle is very strong because this will clear the objective by itself. We want to answer their rotations, so we're answering them. Good. Now we're not answering them. Like, this is the wrong person to be splitting off. Like, we need to be using a Nubrak as part of our ability to stop them from pushing and getting a keep. I agree we want to, like, stop this and not let them get free things, but, like, Uga's getting free. So if Uga's getting free and they're responding with 4, we might have to choose to go free, like, or put Tracer here and have Tracer do the 1v1. But, like, we can't leave them down here without a noob. Because, like, they just can't do anything. They can't step up. They can't be available. Bird, unfortunately, got chain bombed twice. Like, you're here now, right? Like, but, like, imagine if your body or presence was there. Oh, that's a raw ring. We missed our stun. They had a follow-up stun. That's unfortunate. I typically try not to raw ring just because it's hard. Like, you want to make sure that you get it to follow up on 2 or 3 heroes. Let me see if there's something that you saw that I didn't see. Okay, 19 versus 19. Like I said, a noob can't quote-unquote do much here, right? Like, he's not, like, a Nubrak's not going to stop this wall from falling, but if a noob is here, we can blow up one of these guys. Right? We can dig over the wall and kill these guys because Joe left. Right? Or they may not feel comfortable enough to step up this far if a Nubrak is here. Right? Especially since a noob has Cocoon. We take our 3v3, turn it into a 3v2, or 4v4 into a 4v3. Right? Like, this objective is going to get this wall no matter what. But if we kill them, they don't get more than the wall. Just like the fact that that a Nubrak's presence was showing middle means that they have confidence to step up here. So then here, we can't really go in anymore. right? But I see your clump. Yeah, like try your best unless you're self-rooting setup, right? Like if you thought maybe you hit your 16 with your self-root setup. If you don't have that, try not to raw ring. Like you hit one, like you almost got two or three, but like you hit one, and then someone's calling in. Someone's like going in, ring, 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 because Shay's flipping to stun in and isn't able to hit either of the two targets that potentially can die. Right? Could be just fat fingering whatever, but like it's just the chaos of what's happening. And then again, what's Bird supposed to do? Like Bird's a mosquito. There's nothing to mosquito here. Like Bird, if we want to fight here and go all in, the Nubrak and the Jaina need to be synced at the hip for attempts to get kills. So Cocoon comes out, just trying to save my life. We're dead there. Let me lose this building. And then they push for mid, right? Alright, Noob's almost up. There's a great silencing Entomb. Right? This is like one of those game-winning Entombs. We finally hit not only KT, but Hogger can't get out now that it's 20. So is there going to be follow-up? We got to communicate, guys. Like, it's a good-looking Entomb, but there was no damage. So, like, both sides. Jaina being able to say, I'm in range. Uga, I'm looking. Right? Bird, I got pulse bomb, I can get there. Whatever it may be. But, like, that was a good-looking Entomb. Deckard can't do anything to help them. And now it's gone. Yeah, this is probably getting close to GG. So they get this building for free too. A Nubrak's not going to be up in time. Okay, and then we get one more shot at a fight. Are they at our camp? Okay, they checked our camp, so we know that they checked this. So this sucks so much. Tracer having to run off and do camps, or do waves. Hogger just showed. We're looking. Okay, let's back up real quick. Okay, we are looking and trying to force a fight. I 100% agree. So let's see how we do this. We get the camp. Camp's pushed out. Excellent. So that's something they have to deal with. The camp will take care of the wave. Okay. Let me dodge a lot of the crap. I see a pile here. This is a good dig opportunity. Cocoon dig. Cocoon Joe. We see Mosquito. We see our DPS. Entomb. Like, this is so sad. Like, if any of these happen together, you 100% have a million kills here. So we got Hogger. Jaina stepped up over here to try and get the KT that was entombed, but ends up trading 1 for 1 because she's stepping up into 4. So it's a good ult. We can keep fighting here. Oh, the freaking ancestral potions. Missed our bomb. We're chasing pretty deep now. Like, Tracer can chase. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Honestly, it feels like to me we just need to clean up our engagements and don't overlap our abilities like that. Like, that was 100% great positioning for the engage that we wanted. We cocoon Joe, and the target is Hogger. Great. Let's hit Hogger. If we're following up on the Entomb, follow up on the Entomb. Let's kill KT or whoever's in the Entomb. Right? But the fact that we split meant that we used our all-in, right? We used all of our buttons and got 1 kill. And then when Joe came out, we ended up being able to not finish anything. Poor Jaina's stepping up way the heck up here to try and get a kill and ends up trading. So we definitely want to be playing that differently. Okay, so we're down 2. They should be able to get the objective or camp. They did the objective. Objective probably helps them get towards winning. Over the camp. We're looking at the bottom boss again because we think there's nothing else that we can do. How much time do we have left? Yeah, it's probably the only thing we can do. I was thinking that we probably want to go fight because Leo can res, and we'll have all of our ults up instead of this, because this feels like we're giving up. I just don't know how much time is left. Yeah, we probably didn't have enough time. They are on our camp, so again, like this boss again doesn't do much. Like it's really sad how quote unquote weak the bosses are on this map. All right, so this is going to be our last attempt. See if we can get something here. We cocoon Joe. And looking for Hanzo. We hit Hanzo. Oh, he leaps over. Did we not have Q? Or did we not hit the stun and he leaped over? Okay, so we didn't have Q. Okay. Shay, you are using your Q way too much. So it's like I think I've seen it like two times now at least where I saw like we either Q'd and like we can fish with Q, like fish for a kill with our Q and then follow it up with an E, or when we're digging in with an E, we need to be following it up with a Q, right? Then rewinding, because this is exactly why we don't kill Hanzo here, because we didn't have our W or our Q, right? Like it feels wasteful to rewind it at this point, but if you don't have that follow-up Q, Hanzo gets out. And as you can see, as soon as you get there, you hit rewind and threw your Q as fast as you could, and he got out. So you really need to make sure that when you're diving in for your engages, that you have both of your abilities up, or the other way around. You're fishing and then stunning. You can't have your abilities out of sync, because then your DPS can't follow up, and it's not a consistent lockdown, especially on super mobile heroes. You have to use them in tangent. It's kind of like the Garrosh taunt problem, right? A lot of the time when you play Garrosh, you're throwing people behind you, and then you're using your Q to stun them afterwards. But people with escapes and super mobile heroes, as soon as you throw them, your Q won't land. Or your Q lands, and then they blink, or they do their thing. So for Garrosh, you actually have to throw and then taunt them to make sure that they can't use their escape button or their survivability button, right? So like into Joe, you actually throw taunt Joe. So that way Joe doesn't get to push D and walk away. So in the same way, if you're diving or looking at killing in a mobile hero, you need to have both of your abilities up. Yep, it's time to go. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right, well, that'll do it for me, guys. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time.